Well, that kind of sucked now, didn't it? I guess I had too many things going on here in the background and it cut me right off. I looked and saw I was 15 minutes or so into it and it kicked me off. So I went onto my phone because apparently my iPad sucks. So the what I was trying to I was going through a couple of things, going through a bit of my background on what I do and what it is. I've got the background. It started back in Princeton where I grew up. I was into construction from footings to foundations, finishing, roofing, drywall. And an amazing family was able to take me in and show me basically the ropes of uh, everything that's kind of that contains to construction. So I wasn't able to get to master any of it, but it definitely helped me in the position that I am today as a project manager to be able to know a little bit about framing, a little bit about drywall, a little bit about roofs, how they're constructed. Not so much the how to put it all together, because if you're not doing it all the time, you're not good at it. But at least if there's a loss where it comes to a fire or a flood, then you know how it's constructed. You can peel it apart layer by layer and get to the furthest point possible of where that's affected, that building material is affected. So having that construction background is definitely a plus in the project management part of it. So I had the construction background, and then I was able to, when I got married, I got basically the girl and the job. I got into carpet cleaning, and they had a restoration company as well. So an amazing family with a depth of knowledge, bar none, in the textiles and upholstery cleaning. So you had all the specialty fabrics where there's cottons and rayons and wools and how to deal with it. And when it comes to water losses or fire losses, you want to know how to clean them properly or treat them, because some products, some materials, they affect differently, or they get affected differently when it's when water has touched the product, and you want to make sure you know how to dry it properly. Some textiles bleed, so having that background has been able to be just an amazing part of it. So I thank my in-laws for just an amazing opportunity to work with them. So I got into the carpet cleaning part of it, and so while I was carpet cleaning with another company, I was moonlighting with another restoration company. The owner, I would come out and work with him, pumping out basements and cleaning their carpets. And over the course of a couple of years, I was able to get into project managing with him, and he was just an amazing individual that showed me how to really understand or how to go onto a job site and interact with people, how to work with adjusters, and we started out with strata claims. So there was a lot to understand with multiple units being affected at the same time. So the depth of his knowledge with construction in all these larger buildings was such a plus, and he gave me the opportunity to be a project manager with him, and it was such an amazing opportunity to work with him for about 10 years, and that gave me just so much ability to get to know different adjusters, different sub-trades, how to work with sub-trades, even how to be able to line them all up at a certain phase of the job, because you don't want to put the cart before the horse and throw the the flooring guy in before the drywall's done. So having I know that makes sense to a lot of people, but if you haven't been in construction, or if you don't know the procedures of how to put things together, then having somebody to show you that in a clear, concise way, it helps as you go along, and how to run a claim as fluid as can be, without all the hiccups and bumps that you adjust and fine tune as you go along. So that was an amazing part of the growth part of it in this industry. So that kind of goes into where I'm at now, where I'm with a restoration company, still doing the project management, and I still do a lot of strata work. It's a unique niche industry to be able to get into, and if you have the opportunity to be around somebody who works in stratas, really tag along with them and get to see what they do, how they do it, and how they interact with the different entities on the job site. Because with stratas, you have the building or the structure, the complete building that everybody lives in. And then there's each individual units, obviously, that are its own entity as well, because there's all their contents, and there's tenant improvements or betterments that are involved. So if you ever get a chance to be with somebody, if a learning experience happens, just pick their brains, get all the information you can, because it's such a unique niche part of the restoration industry that if you could pick it up, it's such you'll be wanted out there, because it's a great part of it. But so also what I wanted to do with this environment, as this live feed, Facebook Live, and with Instagrams and Snapchats, and with all these different social media opportunities, is to put together little clips and little bits of information on the site, off the site, what you're doing behind the scenes of how things work. This is what I wanted to put together, because I found that there's not really a lot out there when you're trying to get to know this industry. If you're trying to dip your toes into it, do you know what to expect? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? Is it for you? Once you get into it, if you think, yeah, this is a great thing, I think I could do this, well, then what else is involved? There's a huge learning curve of just, if it's the marketing part of it, if it's the how to deal with the different types of losses, now with the amount that's the heightened awareness of mold and asbestos, there's so much involved with that, of how to properly put together protocols so that you can remediate or remove this high risk material properly. So there's different parts of the industry that you can get into, not just project managing, but there's also these little pockets that are necessary to keep the claims going, and they are needed to make the whole part of the claim flow properly and efficiently. So I wanted to put a hub together so that there's different parts of it that people can connect with, whether it's a central site where they can pick different pieces of what they're wanting to get into, whether if it's niche specific project managing, whether it's stratas, whether it's large loss, catastrophic loss, whether it's just floods or fires, whether if you want to get into the abatement part of it. I wanted to put together that hub so that you can get all the knowledge that you're wanting to absorb, what you can absorb. There's a question and answer areas, there's video, there's tutorials, there's also interviews with brilliant minds in this industry If you've never been on LinkedIn, I highly recommend you get on LinkedIn as well, and start connecting with some of the people out there that are at their peak or coming up to their peak in this industry, because there is just a brilliance out there that have made so much knowledge known, that are willing to help if you're just out ready to get it, ready to pick it, because there's opportunities out there to talk to people and get knowledge in any part of this industry that you're wanting to get at. So this has probably been this is one of my first live feeds for this part of what I'm trying to put out there, which is the Insurance Restoration Pro website. I'm also putting together courses, which is complete. It's like a flagship course of insurance restoration, right from the start to the finish of, if you were a company trying to get into this industry, if you're a construction company wanting to understand more of how the restoration industry works, there's going to be a complete flagship course that's going to be available, I'd say probably in the next month and a half. That'll be available. There's going to be project management course that would entail different aspects, whether it's the marketing part, the dealing with sub-trades, and also as well as talking or collaborating with other individuals, because definitely by far I am not the best at anything. I can do some things very well, but I rely on a lot of people around me to help me. And if you can do that as well, if you can rely on people to fill that space of where you don't excel in, you can't be good at everything. You just can't be. So involve or have people around you who are better than you in other areas. Always surround yourself with better people than you are, because you learn more and it just helps everything go a lot better. So there's a bunch of different things that are coming down the pipe with Insurance Restoration Pro, and I hope you guys are kind of excited about it, because it's something that I have a passion for. I love to help people. Anybody who knows me knows that I love to help. I like to be in the situation where, you don't want to be a fire truck chaser, but you want to go to where you can expect something has happened and they're in desperation. And if you can be that person or be part of a group of people that can help at someone's worst time, how can you beat that? So thank you very much for joining. Thanks, Rob. I really appreciate you being on here too. I really miss you, guy, because you and I have been together for quite a few years, and you are definitely one that I learned a lot from over the course of my project managing. And you are definitely going to be one that I'm going to want to collaborate with, because you have a depth of knowledge that is by far one of the greatest in the industries. And I look forward to talking to you, Rob, in the future very soon, and hopefully something you and I can do together and get something out there as well, because you're a brilliant mind out there, Rob, and I really do appreciate it. So thanks a lot for taking some time to hang out, and this is the first of hopefully many to come, and I look forward to it, and I hope you guys do. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later. Bye now.